and welcome to the Healyverse Creations. I'm Katie, and today I'm going to be making something with leather. For those of you who are new to the channel, Creations is a little corner of our channel where we like to design, create, make, and decorate stuff. So today I'm using a tiny piece of scrap leather to attempt to make a little bookmark. I'll take you through the process, everything I do and don't do, and I hope you enjoy it. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and ring the notification bell so that you get notified when we post videos. Let's make something with leather. As I said, I'm using some leather scraps for this project. I am the kind of person who uses anything as a bookmark, so this is a really useful project. Step one is marking the leather to cut. One thing I do recommend is making sure your knife is sharp, both for ease of cutting and safety. I made sure I left enough room to sew on the outside of the triangle before cutting my second piece. I had to trim some excess. I punched my first hole through both layers to ensure they lined up, then punched the rest of my holes. It took a bit more effort to go through both layers, and I wouldn't recommend this method with thicker leather. I sewed this project together using a saddle stitch. This is not a tutorial, but I'll link the skill tree saddle stitch tutorial in the top corner and the description. Hammering your stitches lets the wax on the thread fill in your stitches and hold it together. And of course my triangles didn't quite line up, so I had to trim the excess. Didn't really notice much difference in using the slicker, and it was hard to use on such a small piece of leather. I definitely should have stamped before sewing, but I think this turned out okay. So I've just made this bookmark, and I'll be honest, I went into it with minimal planning. I just thought, two triangles, sew them together, stamp something onto them, which, there were a couple of things that I didn't do so well. So I'm gonna try again right now. Here we go. For my second attempt, I marked on the back to avoid leaving any pen marks on the front and made my triangles significantly larger. I have Matt to thank for this piece of advice. I was able to take more time to ensure my triangles were the same size, which resulted in me not needing to trim them later on. I used a makeshift wing divider to mark the lines to guide my punches for sewing, and therefore was able to punch both sides individually, which resulted in more distinct holes that would line up. I definitely recommend when punching having something underneath that you don't particularly care about with a solid surface beneath that. For us, we have a mini anvil and a piece of scrap leather. Scrap leather also dampens the noise and makes it a bit more bearable for longer projects. on the second go around, I made sure to soak the leather for several minutes before trying to stamp my designs. And of course, with this one, I did it before sewing the two sides together. My previous experience with leatherworking was when I taught the leatherworking merit badge at a summer camp when I was a teenager. We primarily did stamping, and it's been a while, but I'm glad to still have at least some of the skills I learned. I also decided I wanted two different designs on the front and the back, which was a great opportunity to just use more of our stamps. With this bookmark, I decided to use a different color thread, which I think turned out really nice. I think I potentially could have used an edge beveler and the slicker on this one, but with how it turned out, I don't really think I needed it. I must say I'm quite pleased with the noticeable improvement after just one project. I'm definitely looking forward to working with leather more and getting more into hand tool designs. I am so excited to use these things. Now, if I could only find the time to read. Look at that. Wow. The second attempt on that went so much better than the first. There were a number of things that I did better. First off, making it larger, because this is tiny. It has such small purchase on the paper that it just knocks off super easily. Whereas this one's got a bit more purchase, and I could do a nicer design on it. More stitching, yes, so a little bit more time consuming, but still, the two of them I don't think they took me more than 2 hours to make. With the second one, I made sure with cutting them out that the triangles were actually the same size. I also made sure to soak the leather before I stamped it and stamp it before I sewed it. You've seen all of this. Now that it's done, just my final thoughts. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use both of them, let's be honest. But this one does get knocked a lot easier. I might trim the edges just so there's less of a distinct corner. Hopefully that helps. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still learning stuff. I'm really happy with them. This is my first proper leather project, not counting the jerkin. And there are a couple of things I could have done to make it a little bit more refined. My husband had such a fun time watching me go through this chaos that he's decided to make some. So keep an eye out for that video. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching and following along with my leather crafting adventure. I'm still learning, I'm still figuring out best techniques, and thankfully my husband's gone through most of this, so he's got knowledge and is really helpful. If you liked the video, go down and like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when we post. You can follow along with all our adventures, commentary, all that kind of fun stuff. Leave a comment if you have any tips, or if you want to see us make something else with leather. We have a fair amount of thin stuff, looking for more thick stuff, so if anyone knows a place in the UK to get thick leather, let me know. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.